Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 4th annual Etsy Up. We're so glad that you're joining us. Whether you're looking to discover new strategies to optimize your listings for the holidays, connect with a supportive community of fellow sellers, or get the latest updates on seller tools, Etsy Up is your space to learn, connect, and thrive together. My name is Isabella, and I work on the seller education team here at Etsy. I'm so excited to be your host for today's event. If you're joining us live, be sure to say hello in the chat. It's a great opportunity to connect with other Etsy sellers and ask questions. Maybe take a moment now to introduce yourself and tell us the name of your shop and what you sell. Today's event will be 1 hour and cover a variety of topics inspired by seller feedback. You'll hear tips to help optimize your listings for the holidays, stories from experienced sellers on moments that transformed their shops, and get updates on the latest seller tools. Plus, and oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this, we'll be revealing the 2025 Etsy Design Awards finalists. Be sure to stick around after the event for the first ever live Etsy Up after show. We'll be here at Etsy HQ with a panel of experts and a live audience of seller community members to talk holiday trends and answer your questions. You can find the link for that panel on etsyup.com or linked in the chat. It will begin at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time, so make sure to tune in and come with your questions. You'll also want to keep an eye on the chat for ways to participate throughout our time together today. Whether that's voting in polls, answering questions, or connecting with other sellers. Let's try out a poll now. How many years have you been attending Etsy Up? Additionally, we've got some awesome surprises planned for today's stream, which we'll also share in the chat. Finally, you'll want to pay a visit to etsyup.com following the event, where you'll find resources related to today's sessions and links to RSVP for follow-up workshops. Now, without further ado, Etsy's President and Chief Growth Officer, Kruti Patel Goyal, will kick things off. Over to you, Kruti.
Thanks, Isabella, and hello, everyone. I'm Kruti Patel Goyal, President and Chief Growth Officer here at Etsy. I'm so happy to be here connecting with all of you today in this role. For those who might not know me, I've been with Etsy for over 14 years. During that time, I've worn many hats: product, trust and safety, international, you name it. The thing that has remained constant throughout my time at Etsy is connecting with our community and our sellers. Whether it's hearing directly from you, learning about your creative processes, and of course, shopping on Etsy. I'm incredibly excited to share some reflections with you, with so many of you tuning in from around the world. Your creativity, your resilience, your passion, it's what makes Etsy so special. It's an honor to be here supporting you as you grow your businesses. Since taking on my new role, I've spent a lot of time listening to really understand what you need from Etsy. You're all what makes Etsy so unique. And our job is to create an experience that lets you shine and enables you to run your business on your own terms. As I've had the opportunity to dig into research, read through thousands of your comments, and hear directly from you, here's what I heard loud and clear. You want to get your unique items in front of the right buyers, especially as online competition grows. You need tools that are intuitive, modern, and built to help you grow. You want clear, transparent policies so you can run your shop with confidence. And you want to feel supported, whether that's evolving your inventory, navigating changes like tariffs, or simply getting timely answers. We see you, and we're here for you. Our teams are working hard every day to support your success. I'm committed to keeping you informed, listening closely, and evolving alongside you, so you can focus on running your shops with confidence. As Chief Growth Officer, my focus is simple: driving growth that starts with you. And that means making sure every decision we make, from marketing to product development, is grounded in helping you succeed. We're investing more than ever in bringing the right buyers to Etsy. People looking for something meaningful, something handmade, ultra-curated, or deeply personal. Something special. We also want to make it easier and more efficient for you to run your business day to day. That's why we're continuing to improve on the tools you rely on most, as well as investing in new ones. You'll get the scoop from Maureen, Senior Director of Seller Growth, in our session on Shop Manager Improvements. Get excited for updates designed to save you time, streamline your workflow, and help you reach more of the right buyers. And just as we're improving the tools that power your shop, we're also investing in the space that powers our community, our brand new community hub, making big improvements to teams and forums. Now it's easier than ever to connect with other sellers, attend events, share ideas, ask questions, learn from each other, and get the latest news and resources from Etsy. When sellers come together, incredible things happen. And this new hub is part of our commitment to power our community, to power you. What makes Etsy unlike any other marketplace is you, your creativity, your passion, and your values. And we believe the future of Etsy should be shaped by its sellers. Your voice is central to how we move forward. So please, keep telling us what you need. Keep showing up. We are building this platform together, and we're just getting started. Thank you for everything you do to make Etsy the vibrant, creative marketplace it is. I'm honored to support your entrepreneurial journey, and I can't wait to see what we achieve together.
Hi everyone, I'm Vero, and I lead Etsy's community and seller education team. I just wanted to pop in to say a huge thank you. You, our sellers, are at the heart of everything we do. This year, we've loved coming together with you through events, workshops, and even over coffee in person in cities all over the world. And it has been so inspiring to see the community grow. As you just heard from Kruti, we're getting ready to launch a brand new, redesigned community hub. It's built to make it easier to connect, grow, and learn together. And it will include a refreshed team space so you can find and meet with other sellers who share your passions. In just a few weeks, you'll be able to hear all the details directly from Kelly Clausen, our VP of Comms and Community, at a special event. You can already sign up today, and we'd love to see you there. All right, I'll hand it back over to the Etsy Up program. Enjoy the rest of the sessions, and I hope to see you all at the after show.
Today really is the perfect opportunity for us to celebrate, learn, and get inspired by one another. On that note, let us know what you're most excited to hear about today over in the chat. Optimizing your shop, hearing stories from other sellers, or the announcement of the Etsy Design Awards finalists. This year, we asked Etsy sellers to share their stories about how their shop or their product got discovered. We've heard so many interesting stories, and we're gonna share some of those here today. Next up, let's hear from Anne of Club Chain Stitch. Roll the tape.
Hi, my name is Ann Leachman and I run Club Chain Stitch. I sell custom embroidered apparel for adults and kids. All of the embroidery that I do is stitched on a vintage chain stitch embroidery machine. When I first opened up my Etsy shop, it was 2011. In the beginning, it was very intimidating. You're on this new platform. Where do you start? Throwing things up there, seeing what works. And the success was a slow build for me. Over the years, I have had some celebrities, some famous names purchase my items, and it's always extremely exciting. The experience that I had earlier this year was definitely next level. And to kind of explain it, I have to go back to last fall when I was getting ready to give birth to my first baby. I wanted to take a few months off for my maternity leave, but it was also very scary to think about putting my shop on pause. Fast forward to a couple weeks before I was planning on reopening my shop, a friend had sent me a social media post posted by a former actress turned royal. And in the post, she was wearing a sweatshirt that I had made. I couldn't believe it. It was very cool, very surreal. I had looked back at my sales records and it turns out she had purchased this sweatshirt years ago. Once she posted about it, it got a lot of media attention. A lot of big name publications featured my business in their articles. I got interviewed by some magazines and my business name was featured in these huge publications that I never could have dreamed that I would be included. When I first saw that post, I was napping with my baby, so I couldn't even scream and cheer. I had to just do a silent inner freak out and wait until my baby woke up to really have that celebratory moment. My advice to other sellers on Etsy is it is 100% possible to reach the level of success you're looking for on Etsy. Etsy provides such an amazing resource of a built-in audience of people who are out there looking for what you sell, ready to purchase. The goal is just to get your things in front of their eyes. The lesson I learned is you really need to run your business like it could be seen by anybody. If and when they do happen, you're ready for it. From my experience, you have to really approach your Etsy shop with a level of determination, a level of drive, a level of hard work, and be willing to build things up over time. If I can do it, you can do it too. I truly believe that.
That is such a heartwarming story, and it's always so great to see sellers getting the recognition that they deserve. Do you have your own pinch me moment as a creative business owner? Let us know in the chat.
Hi, I'm Arlene and welcome to my little art corner here in California. I've been making art now for 5 years and I create cute and cozy illustrations inspired by food, my culture, and just everyday moments, which I then turn into stickers, enamel pins, art prints that I sell in my Etsy shop. My journey into art didn't follow the usual route. I didn't go to art school. I started painting just for fun in my spare time, posting my paintings online, mainly to track my progress. But over time, I realized people weren't just interested in the final product. They wanted to know the story behind it. When I first started sharing my art online, I kept it pretty simple. No face, no voice, just finished paintings and products. And for a while that worked. I was growing my platforms, I was getting sales, but then that stopped. I plateaued, my audience stopped growing, and my sales dried up. I was creating the same kind of content, but something had changed. What I realized was that people weren't just interested in pretty art anymore. They were looking for connection. They wanted to know the person behind the art. So I took a chance. I started talking about my art journey, how I didn't go to art school and instead studied something completely different, how I started painting as a hobby in my spare time after work, how I had no idea how to run a business, no fancy setup, and no plan, just a love for creating and a dream that I hadn't given myself permission to follow until later in life. When I started sharing that, something amazing happened. People started reaching out. They would tell me how they thought it was too late for them to start over or how they have been afraid to give their creative dreams a chance. Suddenly, I wasn't just an account that posted cute art. I was a person that they could relate to. And that's when the community started forming. People didn't just want to buy my art anymore. They wanted to support me and see me succeed, and that wasn't something I ever expected. Sharing my process and honestly just sharing myself was the shift I didn't know I needed. It wasn't about having the perfect aesthetic or saying the right things. It was about being real and sharing all of the highs and lows. And that's what people connected with because that's what they saw in themselves. Finding your voice doesn't mean you need a dramatic story or this big personality. It just means being honest and real. Start by asking yourself, why did I begin creating? What do you want people to feel when they experience your work? And what part of the process feels the most magical to you? For me, I started just wanting to make cute art and help people learn how to paint just by sharing my process. But over time, I realized I had a deeper story. What's it like to start over and pursue a creative career? That's when my content started to feel more real to me and to others. And here's the thing, my voice did not come through talking. I actually get really anxious filming myself speak and being on camera. As a shy person, I found my voice through visuals, storytelling in my photos, and my captions. I filmed myself in ways that felt comfortable, like a side view, the back of my head, close-up of my hands. I didn't force myself to be extroverted. I just let myself show up as I was, and it was enough. People think they need this super cool story, but really, it's the small, true moments that lead to big connections. For example, like a story of your favorite art piece, how you felt painting something, maybe an art block that you've overcome or are overcoming, or a moment where you almost quit. Just show up and tell your story in a way that is comfortable to you. I don't focus on salesy content. If I'm having a shop update or releasing a new product, I'll dedicate a few posts for that. But most of my posts are just me sharing my creative life. I share a glimpse of my workspace where I create, whether that be the kitchen table where I started from or this setup that I've built over the years. I'll share a new coffee shop that I tried to draw at, or how I make my art prints and what materials I use. I try to sprinkle in things that will be helpful to my community, something they can learn from, will inspire, or just something nice to look at. In the captions of my posts, I'll share a story, maybe what inspired the art piece, or how I've been feeling that day, or share some behind the scenes of things I've been working on. Tools like Adobe Express are perfect for this. From making quick product launch posts to storytelling carousels, they have plenty of templates you can choose from, or you can even start from scratch. I'm able to add text, layer photos, and just make my posts more engaging. I love using this when I want to share a step-by-step on how to make something, maybe behind the scenes of an art piece, or when I just want to share my art story throughout the years. In my experience, the posts that have nothing to do with selling are the ones that bring in the most support because they build connection. As an artist, it can be overwhelming trying to consistently show up on social media while also trying to avoid burnout. So here's how I keep it sustainable for me. I batch film short clips that I can use throughout the week. I pick a day out of the week where I'll dedicate to filming. I'll film a few seconds of whatever task I do that day, whether it's drawing, painting, packing orders, prepping enamel pins, cleaning my work area. Then the rest of the week I can focus on creating without the pressure of having the camera on. I also try to maximize each art piece and turn it into at least 3 pieces of content. I'll make a process video, a photo post with the finished piece, maybe a behind the scenes reel, or a trendy edit with a new text overlay. These videos and photos can then be reused to update your shop listings. Seeing the behind the scenes of an item can be quite engaging for customers browsing your shop. Having a B-roll folder or just a folder dedicated to photos of my art or product has helped me stay organized and just makes it easy to create something new, especially on those days that I don't feel like filming. You don't have to be on camera talking all the time. Here are a few types of content that have worked really well for me and hopefully will work for you too, especially if you're not comfortable talking on camera. Try an overhead shot of your hands creating either painting, sketching, packing an order, or you can also try an art versus artist carousel post where you just take a photo of yourself, either from the side, back, whatever angle you're comfortable with, and then pair that with some close-ups of your favorite art pieces. Another one could be a voiceover instead of a talking head video where you just record your thoughts and pair it with the B-roll clip that you have on your phone. Lastly, if voiceovers get you a bit nervous, you can also try text overlays on B-roll, which are great to expand on your thoughts. The key here is just to show up in a way that is authentic to you. So if you're stuck, here's something simple that you can try today. Go through your camera roll and select about 5 to 10 video clips that you love. Put them in a folder and label that B-roll. On a day where you don't feel like filming, just pull from that folder. Add a new caption, music, or follow a current trend. Over time, you will have built this library of videos and you can spend less time filming and more time being creative. Along with your B-roll, you can start a list in your notes app of text overlay ideas that you can pair with those clips. These are short lines of text that tell a story, ask a question, or share a feeling without needing to talk to the camera. For example, POV, you finally made time to create again. The part of the process no one sees. POV, I trusted the process. This is what chasing a quiet dream looks like. Lastly, don't forget to use your share and save link whenever you can. It allows you to track where your sales are coming from, and Etsy will take 4% of the order total off of your Etsy bill. I make sure to add it in my bio, my website, and basically any social media platform that allows it. I hope you have found some of this helpful and can apply it to you. Don't wait until things are perfect to share. Your creative journey is already meaningful. You just have to let people see it. Just keep showing up, and the people who resonate with you and your work will find you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you would like to follow along on my journey, you can find me on social media platforms at Not Marlene Vega. Hopefully I'll see you guys around. Bye.
Okay, I loved all of those tips, especially her suggestions for avoiding burnout and the emphasis on authenticity when it comes to creating content that resonates. Thanks, Marlene. Let's hear now from another member of the seller community about the moment that they knew they made it after one of their process videos went viral on social media.
Hi, my name is Ty, and my shop is Clay House Candles. I was actually a pastry chef, and during the pandemic, I lost my job. I started making candles just as a creative outlet, and my first market was super successful. And so I had a second candle idea and a third candle idea, and it just kind of snowballed into business. And now 4 years later, I am still making candles. The early days were really hard. I jumped in head first with little to no knowledge of how competitive the candle industry was. I post on social media pretty consistently, and that is a really great way to gain traction and to show that your product is unlike anybody else's. A couple of days after Christmas of 2023, I made a really short video of me making my coffee date candle. I went to sleep and woke up in the morning, and this candle had 100,000 views. That same video is now sitting at 13.3 million views and gained me about 30,000 followers over the course of a couple of months. I saw that a video that did numbers on social media could do more for me than popping up at local markets. And since then, so much of my focus has been on sharing videos because of how active I am in social media. My candles sell better online than they ever do at market. My advice to other sellers on Etsy is to put so much of your focus in being unique. Whether you sell stickers, sweaters, candles, chances are there are a lot of people doing the same thing, and you have to figure out a way to make your object more enticing than all the other options that your customers have. How can I make my listing look the most attractive or provide the most value? Are your pictures bright, well lit? Do they look professional, even if you took them yourself on your smartphone? Cloud9 went viral because it's super unique. I had never seen anything like that until I made it, and it inspired me to make more candles that I felt like had never been seen before. I think people have a natural urge to see things that sparks their own creativity and makes them go, wow, and they watch that video over and over again. Businesses that are trailblazers and that tend to do the best over time are ones that create their own path and put a lot of focus on not being like anybody else. Good luck on your Etsy journey. Don't forget to be unique.
So cool. One of my favorite things about working for Etsy is having the opportunity to speak directly with our sellers and hearing about your moments of celebration, whether it comes from hitting a major milestone or a goal that's as unique as the items that you sell. I honestly can't get enough of these stories, and I'd love to hear yours. So please let me know in the chat about a special milestone or moment of celebration for your shop. Now, heading into our next session, we've got seller growth expert Maureen Sitterson on deck to walk through the latest Etsy features designed to simplify your day-to-day, strengthen your brand, and support your success, just in time for the holidays.
Hi everyone, my name's Maureen, and I lead a team at Etsy that focuses on helping the seller community grow and thrive. We're here to make sure you have the right tools to run your shop smoothly and successfully. It's no secret that running a small business means playing a variety of roles. Etsy sellers regularly jump between product photography and customer service to social media marketing, shipping, and accounting. In fact, many sellers report spending nearly half of their business time on administrative tasks. In talking with sellers, we often hear how they'd love to spend less time on business management and have more time to spend making or curating. With that in mind, I'm excited to walk you through some of the latest updates we've made to Etsy seller tools based on your feedback, with a focus on streamlining common administrative tasks and leaving you more time in the day for the things you'd prefer to focus on. From an improved shop manager experience to a sneak peek at a brand new tool to help you grow and inspire new inventory, we're committed to supporting your success and making running your shop easier day to day. First, let's dig into some of the tools and resources available to help streamline your shop management. Because let's face it, when you're a small business owner, every minute counts. That's why we're rolling out improvements to help you quickly cross off your to-do list right from Shop Manager. First up, we've added a taskbar with today's top tasks featured front and center in Shop Manager, showing you the most important things you need to tackle, like shipping orders, replying to time-sensitive messages, and managing your listings. It's all right there when you log in, so you can address priority items and move on. Next, we've refreshed the recent activity page so you can get a clearer picture of how buyers are engaging with your shop and take action to boost sales. Now you can directly check the stats on the items buyers are favoriting, send an offer or a thank you coupon, or post a public response to a buyer review, all in one place. You can also filter your activity feed to zero in on what's most important to you. Another task that's often top of mind for sellers is listing optimization, and it's an area our team is always focused on in order to make shopping on Etsy the best experience possible. Buyers tell us that clear, easy-to-scan titles help them feel more confident when browsing and choosing what to buy. That's why we're sharing updated guidance for what makes a great listing title to help you write clearer, more buyer-friendly titles that also perform well in Etsy search. And we're introducing a new AI-powered tool to help you put these best practices into action. In the past, Etsy's search placed heavy emphasis on the title, pushing some sellers to pack in keywords. This often led to longer, less concise titles that could be more difficult for buyers to shop confidently. Because we want to help buyers find the perfect item from your shop, we've evolved search over the years, and we're empowering you with tooling to improve your listing titles to be better optimized as well. Our current search system takes a more holistic view of your listing, including title, tags, attributes, descriptions, first photo, reviews, and more, to help connect your items with the right buyers. That means your title doesn't need to do all the work. You can focus on clarity and relevance in your listing titles while moving other key details to listing tags, descriptions, and attributes. And this will help you show up more easily to interested buyers and will also help them feel more confident about making a purchase. To make it easier and faster to update your listings to help match our new guidance, we've created an optional AI-powered tool that suggests updated listing titles based on your current title, first photo, and description. The tool is currently available in the search visibility dashboard on Etsy.com or in the Etsy Seller app, where you can always find your shop's personalized search insights and recommendations. If you have English language listing titles that could benefit from our updated title guidance, you'll see suggested modifications shown there. You can also skip our suggestions altogether and write your own updated title from scratch. It's up to you. We recommend checking the Etsy search visibility dashboard periodically for ongoing listing optimization guidance. Another area we're working to make big improvements to is messages. Responding to customer questions is one of the most crucial ways that you can take a buyer's experience from good to great. But providing that level of dedicated support takes care, patience, and one of your most valuable resources, time. We've recently added a new feature to help you save time and still offer great customer service. Our new Writing Assistant is an optional AI-powered tool that helps you save time drafting messages to buyers. Using relevant information from your shop, like item descriptions in your listings and inspired by your own messages with past buyers, the Writing Assistant helps craft responses that stay true to your unique voice. Every time a buyer gets in touch with you, you get to choose whether you want to write your own response from scratch or use the Writing Assistant to write or edit your response. If you do decide to use it, just select the sparkle icon below the reply field in any message and make any adjustments you want before you send. The Writing Assistant is an optional tool for when you want a little extra help or you need a bit more time back in the day to focus on other tasks. You'll still be able to manually write your responses or use quick replies if you prefer. Having more ways to respond to buyers' questions faster is a win for you and your business. Our data shows that sellers who respond to buyer messages that are sent before a purchase in less than 2 days have a 27% higher conversion rate on average. We're also making it easier to keep buyers updated after they've purchased with automated post-purchase updates like order confirmations, shipment and delivery notifications built right into messages. That way, your customers stay in the loop and you get more time back in your day. We're so excited to offer more ways to automate these types of routine updates while keeping you in the driver's seat with tools designed to support you in spending more time completing the tasks you love and not replacing the personal touch that makes your shop special. Another area we know is incredibly important is how we ensure Etsy continues to be the marketplace for creative and special items. Last year, we introduced our new creativity standards, which reorganized our existing policies into clearer categories and clarified what's allowed on Etsy, highlighting the role of each seller. Listings are now labeled to reflect how the item is created, whether it's made by, designed by, sourced by, or handpicked by a seller. And behind the scenes, our trust and safety team is always working to uphold these standards so that your unique items can shine. To give you more visibility into our enforcement efforts, we've launched a new section in Shop Manager that allows sellers to easily see listings that may have been removed and learn more about our policies to help avoid future policy violations. We're starting with listings that were removed because they did not meet our creativity standards, and over time, we plan to expand this experience in Shop Manager to include more policy areas. If you're interested in learning more about policy-related best practices when listing items, check out our Ultimate Guide to Policy on the Seller Handbook. Now, to close out today's session, I'm so excited to share a sneak peek of one of my favorite seller tools and something I know sellers have been asking for over the years. The brand new Marketplace Insights tool lets you unlock insights into what buyers are actually searching for on Etsy, so you can use those insights to improve your listings and show up in more relevant moments. It's powered by real Etsy search data, giving you a faster, clearer way to find the right keywords and make confident decisions for your shop. For example, you'll be able to easily search specific terms and see related data, including the number of searches and listings from the last 30 days, find out which keywords led buyers to click on your listings and how many buyers are searching for those words. And you can explore trending searches related to the top categories you sell in. You can use the tool to test out ideas, spot emerging trends relevant to your inventory, and uncover niche opportunities that help your shop stand out. Plus, it's a great resource for refining the keywords in your listings to connect with more relevant buyers. We're rolling out the tool gradually over the next few weeks, so if you don't see it in your Shop Manager just yet, don't worry, it's coming your way soon. Once you have access, all sellers can try it out with 15 keyword searches per week. And for those of you who want even more insights, you can unlock expanded access to the tool with an Etsy Plus subscription, including unlimited searches and deeper dives into what shoppers are looking for. Speaking of Etsy Plus, we've recently added new tools and features to the existing subscription package based on your feedback, including new shop customization options and 6 months of access to Adobe Express Premium to help you easily create professional branded visuals like banners and social posts in minutes. These features and more are included in your $10 a month Etsy Plus subscription, and we'll be continuing to invest in improving Etsy Plus with additional tools and perks designed to help you grow. If you'd like to give Adobe Express Premium a try, check out the 3-month trial by going to adobe.etsy.com. Thank you all so much for following along today as we shared what's new. From organizing your day-to-day to providing more clarity when it matters most, we hope these updates help you check off more to-dos with less stress. Whether it's making your day-to-day smoother, giving you better insight into your shop's performance, or helping you connect with more buyers, we're committed to building tools that support your needs. And we'll keep listening, learning, and improving based on your feedback. Thank you for being a part of what makes Etsy so special.
Thanks, Maureen. I can't wait to start experimenting with the Market Demand Insights tool. What a great way to research inventory opportunities and SEO ideas ahead of the holiday season. Up next, a seller story from Jill of Jill Makes. Then, Etsy's trend expert Dana Isom Johnson will share tips for appealing to shoppers throughout the holiday hosting season, answer seller questions, and we've got the big reveal of our 2025 Etsy Design Awards finalists.
Hi, my name is Jill, and my Etsy shop is Jill Makes. We sell colorful jewelry and accessories, and we specialize in personalized pieces. I went to school for graphic design, and after school I got a job at a jewelry and accessory company. What I really fell in love with and was passionate about was jewelry design. So I took a risk and quit my job, and my goal was to do freelance graphic design and to open an Etsy shop. I think what really helped me gain confidence was when I did some local craft shows or trade shows. I had such good feedback. My items sold really well at those shows. I think it just gave me confidence to see that the things that I was designing on my own was just resonating with people. There was definitely a turning point in my shop. Etsy featured one of our items in a holiday newsletter, and it just really blew up. What we were selling was this clay rectangle necklace that you could get in any initial. The photo really popped, and I think that it just made a really good gift for the holidays, so we just could not keep it in stock. We were able to take that money we had saved and put a down payment on a house, which was just life-changing. So we've changed a lot since I first opened my Etsy shop. We lease a space, and it gives us just a lot more room to work in. I was able to hire team members. I get to spend more time doing what I love, which is designing. And since that first necklace 10 years ago, I've had several popular items on Etsy, a couple that have been featured in Etsy commercials, which was really exciting. We actually just hit 90,000 sales this month. I also got to go to an Etsy pop-up shop last October, which was the highlight of my life. Yeah, my biggest advice for Etsy sellers would be make sure you're focusing on your photography. It's what customers rely on to make their purchase. While I'm designing, I'm often thinking about how my photo is going to look on Etsy, how I'm going to style it. I want to make sure that the colors don't clash and that they look appealing and that they'll look cohesive in my shop.
To all the Etsy sellers out there, I hope my story has given you some inspiration. Also, I want to remind you, when you need the fuel to keep going, look at your customer reviews. They've given me a lot of motivation when I needed it.
Hi Etsy sellers, welcome to my home. I'm so glad you got the invite. My name is Dana and I've been with Etsy for over a decade. I'm the resident trend expert as well as a judge for the annual Etsy Design Awards. One of the major shopping trends to watch over the next few months is hosting. From spooky Halloween parties to cozy Friendsgiving gatherings and beyond, buyers will be on the lookout for tablescape details and practical items that will elevate their presentations and leave guests wondering, where did they find that? So for today's session, I'll walk you through 3 ways you can cater to shoppers as we head into peak hosting season. And we'll close things out with the much anticipated reveal of our 150 Etsy Design Awards finalists. To appeal to shoppers getting ready to entertain, I want you to think about their pain points and desired outcomes. I know when I go to host, I'm striving to create a special atmosphere, often with personalized touches and looking on Etsy for items that offer both quality and convenience. Holiday hosts love adding custom details that make their events feel unique and thoughtful, so be sure to emphasize personalization options whenever they're available, especially in your listing photos and descriptions. You may even find inventory inspiration brainstorming personalized versions of your current offerings. A few fun ideas that I've loved recently are engraved serving utensils, personalized coasters, and even a completely custom tablecloth from last year's Etsy Design Awards winner, Marve of Grill Market. Especially for items where scale, texture, or functionality are key, a listing video can be super effective. So for example, let's say you're selling vintage glassware set. While static listing photos are great for highlighting details, adding a listing video may be a hand rotating one of those glasses to show all the angles or the full set of use on a bar cart that can really help items come to life for online shoppers. And adding listing videos can help build trust and encourage buyers to visualize your item in their own space, especially in a photo that's merchandised for relevant seasonal moments or occasions. Finally, don't forget the last-minute host or hostess. As we get closer to the holidays, many hosts find themselves short on time and realizing that they need the perfect item to complete their tablescape ASAP. As a new mom, I can definitely relate on that front, but it doesn't mean that I'm willing to sacrifice on special. Having ready to ship inventory and reflecting that your short turnaround and your processing times can help cater to buyers on a short time who still want to make their get-together memorable. So now that we've hopefully gotten your wheels turning with some ideas for the season ahead, let's review a few questions submitted from sellers about how to apply trend guidance in the day-to-day.
Hi Dina, I'm Kara from Kid Hooray, where I make colorful custom wire name signs for kid spaces. I love staying true to what's my style, but also want to incorporate what's trending. How can handmade sellers like myself find this balance?
Hi Kara, thanks so much for the question, and I love your kid signs. First of all, I want to talk about how poppy and colorful they are and how much that is aligning with the maximalism trend right now. So I'm really asking you to lean into those trending colors that are happening right now. Keep those at the top and make sure that you add those relevant keywords and tags to your listing descriptions. Not to mention, you offer personalized items, and everyone loves something personalized, especially during the holiday season. So make sure you're amping up the fact that they are personalized. Thanks again for the question.
Hi there, I'm Paige Everson from the Cozy Bungalow Shop. I offer an eclectic mix of vintage goods and antique home decor. And my question is, with more and more people looking for sustainable pre-loved pieces, are there specific vintage categories such as pottery, silver plate, wicker, etc., that you think are going to be especially popular throughout the rest of 2025? Thank you.
Hi Paige, thanks again for your question, and you're absolutely right. Shoppers are becoming more and more aware of their purchases and they want to be more sustainable, and guess what? Vintage is sustainable shopping. But I want to call out a few trends that directly correlate to your question. Messy Coquette and Galactic Metallic are two trends that I called out earlier this year, and they are all about adding bows and feminine details and lots of ruffles for Messy Coquette, and then for Galactic Metallic, it's all about those shimmery, shiny metallics. So mixing metal. So if you can find any of those items and pop them in your shop, and again, consider those relevant tags and descriptions, that would be a win. I can't wait to share even more holiday trend insight with you in the coming months. Keep your eyes peeled for our full holiday trend report in October on the Seller Handbook, and follow @Etsy Success on Instagram for the latest trend education. Stay tuned after Etsy Up for the Etsy Up After Show starting at 2:15 Eastern Time, featuring a live panel Q&A with me, Isabella, and some of our incredibly talented members of the Etsy merchandising team. Plus, you'll get a sneak peek at our upcoming holiday trend report. You can find a link for the panel on etsyup.com or linked in the chat. Now you know that as Etsy's trend expert, I am always on the hunt for all worthy handmade and vintage products with compelling stories to tell. Judging the Etsy Design Awards is hands down one of my favorite ways to source new inspiration. It's the ultimate treasure hunt for fresh finds and inspiring ideas. For those tuning in with us live today, I'd love to hear over in the chat if you've applied for the Etsy Design Awards this year. I can say with confidence that this year's submissions definitely did not disappoint, and I can't wait for you to meet the 15 finalists of each category. Up first, art. From fiber art to sculpture to dreamy illustrations, these finalists show us what happens when creative expression meets standout execution. So many different styles and voices, each one telling its own story. Next up, home decor. This category is all about transforming spaces, and these finalists nailed it, all designed to bring personality and warmth to any corner of the home. Now let's check out furniture and lighting. tables, lamps, chairs, oh my! These finalists brought functionality and beauty together in such a thoughtful way. Every piece has its own way of lighting up the everyday. Moving on to kitchen and dining. These makers prove that details on your table matter. From handmade mugs to serving tools and linens, these finalists know how to elevate any meal, every day or special occasion. All right, let's talk jewelry. This category always brings the sparkle, and this year is no different. These pieces are stunning, personal, and designed to turn heads. Whether bold or delicate, they all bring something unique. Now for fashion and accessories. From clothing to statement bags and shoes, these finalists help others look and feel their best. It's all about style, craftsmanship, and a touch of personality in every stitch. Up next, kids. This one's always a favorite, because what's better than sparking joy and imagination? These finalists deliver playful, thoughtful designs that encourage creativity and curiosity. Next, weddings. These items are made for life's most memorable I do moments. From invites to veils to gifts for the whole party, these finalists bring beauty, meaning, and magic in every detail. Now for holidays and celebrations. This category is packed with joy. Whether it's festive decor, party favors, or themed gifts, these finalists know how to make any celebration feel special. And rounding out our 10th category, vintage. A curated find can tell a story like nothing else. And these vintage gems have character, charm, and timeless appeal. These finalists are proof that great design never goes out of style. A big congrats to this year's 150 finalists and a heartfelt thank you to everyone who submitted. Now it's your turn to weigh in and help determine this year's People's Pick Award winner. The People's Pick Award is determined by both our Etsy seller and buyer community, and voting officially starts now. Head to Etsy.com and cast your vote on the finalist page for your favorite listing. You can also vote using the Etsy app. Just use the link in the chat or the video description to download the app and get started. The award winner will be determined by the item that gets the most favorites today through September 25th. Let's wish all of our finalists good luck. So what's next? Oh, myself along with the other judges will determine our category winners as well as the Grand Prize Awards winner, which comes with a $25,000 USD prize. Stay tuned for that exciting announcement in November. As we wrap things up, I hope this session leaves you inspired to try adding listing videos to entice holiday hosts. Highlight personalized options in your listing photos and descriptions. Showcase those ready to ship inventory for last minute hosts. And follow Etsy Success on Instagram for even more ideas. Congratulations again to all of our Etsy Design Award finalists, and to everyone who submitted. It's your creativity and talent that make the Etsy Design Awards so inspiring year after year. Be sure to stick around after today's event for the Etsy Up After Show to hear even more about holiday trends during our live panel discussion and get a sneak peek at our upcoming holiday trend report coming out in October. Plus, we'll be answering seller questions live about incorporating emerging trends into your own shop. You can find the link for that panel on etsyup.com or linked in the chat. It will begin at 2:15 p.m. ET, so let's make sure we tune in and come with your questions for the Q&A. All right, guys, I'll see you then.
My name is Marcela Lopez. My shop is Marcela Lopez Art, and I sell 3D printed jewelry. I started in 2007 making jewelry with wire, beads. In 2019, I just discovered the 3D printing. The first piece that I made was an anatomical heart. I love the shape. I have rings, earrings, everything. Nature, art, and architecture is my inspiration for everything. Almost all my pieces are animals. I respect them and I think they are so adorable. It's plant-based resin. and I use the sunlight for cure and for dry each piece. I don't follow trends. I just follow my inspiration and what I see. When I was little, my grandmother used to have orchids. When I started designing them, I always had that kind of memories on my mind. For my wedding, for example, the most important day, I decide to wear the Congo earrings. Years ago, I started selling little pieces just to my friends or for myself. It was great, but it was hard too. And when I discovered Etsy, I realized it was really easy. It helps me to show my art to people everywhere. And now I'm making sales around the world. It makes me feel proud when I see people so happy wearing my accessories. Some of them start to make like a collection on my jewelry. Once a month, they're buying one. It makes me feel like, wow, I'm doing something good.
Wow, that is so inspiring. I love seeing all of the incredible craftsmanship and the artistry demonstrated in this year's submissions, and some truly remarkable vintage finds. We're so happy that so many of you joined us today for Etsy Up. You all came ready to learn, and I want to thank you for your participation. The winner for today's Etsy Up Grand Prize has just been announced in the chat by our team, so congratulations. We hope you'll stay tuned for our first ever Etsy Up After Show, starting in just a few minutes, to hear even more about holiday trends from our panel of experts. We're also joined by many sellers in the office today, making it an extra special event. You can find the link for that panel on etsyup.com, linked now in the chat as well. Make sure to tune in and come with your questions. If you want to dive even deeper into the topics that we've covered today, we have some excellent follow-up workshops planned, available on etsyup.com, that can help you take your business to the next level. One of the follow-up events I'm super excited about will be hosted by our partners at Intuit QuickBooks during their free online workshop. You'll get to learn some ways to get ready for the busiest retail season of the year, along with tips to help your Etsy shop's finances. Whether you're a newer seller or a seasoned pro, these tips can help you confidently wrap up your books for 2025 and prepare for the year ahead. You won't want to miss it. For those of you looking for even more opportunities to connect with other sellers, head over to the community.etsy.com site, where we'll be continuing the conversation. And once again, congratulations to this year's Etsy Design Awards finalists. And stay tuned for the winner's announcement in November. Before we sign off, time for one last poll. What are you planning to do next? Will you sign up for a workshop, experiment with the new and improved seller tools that we covered today, or maybe continue the conversation with other sellers in Etsy's Community Hub? Let us know, and we look forward to seeing you there. Thanks again for tuning in, and from all of us here at Etsy, we wish you a successful holiday season ahead.